Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Thursday night call. We have a very exciting call tonight. So, tonight we're talking about men's health, and we have a very special guest, Vic Birchfield. So, I'd like to welcome Vic onto the call tonight. And it's really insightful about what we're going to speak about because incorporating essential oils into your daily lifestyle and then using it, especially formulating it with men's health, I think that's the number one issue that we can address tonight. And like I'm saying, we are so excited to have somebody who's been in the field, who's been exposed to essential oils, and will definitely give us some insight on how to use essential oils as well. So before we move forward with tonight's call, I just like to put our disclaimer out there that the information in this presentation is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Remember, this information is for the South African market only. And the best part of tonight's call, I would just like to welcome Vic Birchfield. Vic, can I get a hi from you on the other side?
Hey, glad to be here tonight.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Vic is there on the other side just to confirm. So, Vic, would you just like to tell us a bit more about yourself?
Yeah, happy to do that. Thank you for having me on tonight, Gavin, and hope that all the video and everything's going well. It is from my side, so just wanted to share a little bit about who I am and who my wife is, Crystal Birchfield. We're Royal Crown Diamonds in Young Living. We've been doing this as a business to be 11 years this August, and so just wanted to let you guys know that not only we've been doing that with Young Living for the past almost 11 years, we've been in South Africa since the beginning, really since the time that everybody was formulating and building up and starting to grow business in South Africa. My wife actually got into Young Living before I did. I have a medical background. I used to run an emergency room here in the United States for about 15 years. And then as my wife started getting into Young Living and her business was growing and she was educating me more on natural health and natural wellness, then I started that transition over. And about 2 years into our Young Living journey, I left medicine and have been working with Young Living full time ever since, and been very blessed to be a part of this company. Very blessed to know the Youngs and to have spent time with Gary and to spend time with Mary, and just very thankful for our team there in South Africa. And in the UK and around the world. So thank you guys so much for having me on tonight. I look forward to talking about some oils, giving a little bit of some Young Living history, and having some fun with y'all.
Okay. Looking forward to that definitely on our side, Vic. So before we move forward, I understand that you've been with Young Living for 11 years, and you say that you've had your own medical practice. So from our side, I would just like to find out definitely from our side. So how did you start using the essential oils that took you away from your medical practice?
Man, that's a great question, Gavin. Thank you for asking that. Actually, when my wife brought Young Living home, I told her, don't use it on me or the kids. Like that was my initial reaction. And so slowly but surely, she started using them on our children. And our youngest had some health challenges and responded very well, to the point where he didn't need the things that we were having to do for him on a daily basis anymore. And that really opened me up. And I said, hey, if that can work for him, at the time I was training for a marathon, and I started using the oils that he was using and started noticing my times were faster on my runs. My recovery was faster. And so then I started actually incorporating it some in the emergency room. I would have patients come in who didn't have a true emergency, but they needed some support in a certain type of area. And so I would tell them, hey, you don't need a prescription for this. This is something you can take care of. This is natural health and wellness that you need to be working on at home. And so I wouldn't send them to my wife because that's not ethical, but I would send them to another Young Living person in our town and say, hey, go see this person and get these products because they can help support you better than a medicine that I would prescribe for you would. And so that was kind of the transition in to the point where I got towards the end of my medical practice, and I actually was seeing so many opportunities for people just to take care of things themselves. Changing diet, starting to exercise, drinking more water, getting outside more, boosting your immune system with immune supporting supplements, and boosting your immune system with immune supporting essential oils. And so that's where I started tailoring it to. So once that I left medicine, it was a natural transition because I still had people calling me all the time asking me medical questions. But I instead of treating illness, I was now free to show people, hey, this is how you explore and how you work towards your own wellness with things that are actually in your hands that you can get just by ordering or just by incorporating into your lifestyle.
Wow, I love that you actually said tra definitely transitioning from illness to wellness. I mean,
100%.
that's definitely what Young Living speaks about as a whole. And I'm so excited. And it must be privileged for you on your side to have your wife that introduced you to this, and then you then surpassing exactly what she knew about it and exposing it to the patients that you had. So do you have any really nice stories to share with our brand partners on some great recovery stories or some great life-changing experiences for you on your side?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just share a couple of those. So we presently live in a beach town right now, and so we use alkaline every single day as a recovery drink. So if you exercise on a daily basis, then you are taxing your muscles. You're taxing your muscles. They get lactic acid buildup from lack of oxygen and from just being used. And so, if you're hydrating with just water, that's great. You're refilling your body. But if you add alkaline, you're getting the right minerals in there as well. You're replacing electrolytes. If you're lifting weights, my son lifts weights every single day, and he has to use Amino Wise. Like Amino Wise is an absolute game changer if you are getting into fitness, if you're wanting to change your fitness level, because our bodies don't produce certain amounts of branch chain amino acids. And so that is something that Young Living has in our supplementation to help replace those things. And that's some of the things we use here. We use Nisha Red every single day. It is transformative with your energy, with your clarity, with how your mood, even because even when you're interacting with other people, because the way that I look at it, if our mental clarity is doing better, if we are able to function better, if our energy levels are better, then our mood is going to be better because we're going to feel better and we're going to interact better with every single person around us. And so that's just a very easy one with Nisha Red that you guys can use every single day. There in South Africa, it's not a flashy product. It comes in a box. Grab your singles and take those. But it's very important that consistency is actually more important than something that's flashy. Now, if you're looking at oils to support certain things, absolutely. You guys are going into the winter time right now, and so Thieves Essential Oil is an absolute massive selling point, because what you can tell people is that this group of essential oils in this Thieves blend helps to support a healthy immune system. Now we know that things come around during the fall and winter that tax our immune system, and if we can support a healthy immune system and have it function optimally, then we can overcome a lot of things naturally the way that God designed our bodies to function. Okay, and so that's one way that you can share about Thieves Essential Oil. I think everybody in South Africa and Botswana and the other neighboring countries that are using Young Living Essential Oil there should have it diffusing in your home every single day, should be applying it to the bottom of your feet every single day. Some people don't like the real strong smell of cinnamon. It's rare because most people love it, but there are some people that don't. And so that's why I tell people to put it on the bottom of your feet, because it will absorb through your skin. Just our skin is very absorbative. It's our largest organ in our body. And so you put it on the bottom of your feet daily, diffuse it, and you can even put a drop or two in your tea if you're a little bit brave and don't mind a little bit of warmness from that cinnamon bark and clove getting on your lips when you're drinking it. But transformative essential oil. And then, of course, RC blend is absolutely amazing with the different types of eucalyptus that help to support healthy respiratory function. and you going into the winter, a strong immune system with respiratory support is absolutely imperative. So those are some that I would just share. We've had many amazing things that have happened, and I'll talk a little bit about that in the 3 oils that I'm going to talk about tonight, Gavin, if I can do that.
Oh, perfect, Greg. I mean, I'm also intrigued because myself as an active individual, I look at fitness as a whole because I mean, for us, like getting up in the morning and then just doing your regular running routine, or whether you're going to the gym to exercise, I mean, that requires a lot of energy. So in the morning, what would you recommend to use just to give you that energy? And I'm looking at an all natural alternative because I also heard that you're saying that your son lifts weights. So also for the people that are like pushing extensive muscle growth and definitely trying to pump up a bit more, what would you recommend for them? And also as a post-workout, what would you use?
Man, that's great. If everybody on here, if you want to get your pen and paper ready, I will kind of give you our routine if you want to do that. So my wife and I, we start off every single morning, and we will do some nitro, some Young Living nitro, and we'll also drink a Zing. This is kind of our routine here. If you don't have Zing, essentially the drink, what you can do is you can drink Nisha Red. You can drink a pouch of Nisha Red, and you can put a little bit, a drop or two of black pepper in it. And you can put a little bit of citrus oil, like a drop of orange if you want to. The ingredients list is on here. And that you're not getting the exact thing. You can put a little bit of lime in there as well, but black pepper and lime, and I like to put a little drop of orange in it as well with some Nisha Red, and that will give you a little bit of a pep. And you may ask why. Black pepper is a great essential oil to have in the morning, because when black pepper kind of gets to our body, what it does is it helps our body to kind of vasodilate just a little bit. And what that does is helps to normalize things in our system, helps us to be more balanced out. And then, of course, orange essential oil helps to elevate our mood. And then lime essential oil kind of does a little bit of the same thing, but works on our body systems to where they're a little more normalized. Then you have the Nisha Red, which is an antioxidant, powerful antioxidant, and also helps support the cardiovascular system, your vision, your mood, all those things. And so that's what we do first thing in the morning. I also, as we're going to talk about in a little bit, I put on black pepper, not black pepper, but Northern Lights black spruce. I put on Idaho blue spruce. I put them both on my forearms. I rub them together. I put 4 drops of each on there every single morning. And then I'll put a little bit on my chest as well. We get great absorption there. I'm not going to tell you why I use those until just a few minutes later, but that's kind of my morning routine. And then that goes straight into brushing our teeth with Young Living toothpaste, to using the facial products as well. And then we have the soaps and the body wash and all those things that we use. So by the time my morning routine is done, after taking my vitamin C chewables, my vitamin D that we have with Young Living every single day, Essential Zymes and Essential Zymes 4 with our meals, I'll probably by the end of breakfast have had 14 to 15 Young Living products. And so you can literally incorporate Young Living into every single part of your lifestyle. And for us, it's become a lifestyle. Every single meal, every single thing that we do has some touch point with Young Living. Now, when I go and work out, as I said, I'll use those essential oils. I'll take peppermint with me, usually as well for sore muscles after I work out. And then obviously I'm hydrating. I talked a little bit about putting alkaline in with my water after working out, but you guys have sulfurzyme there. And so sulfurzyme is one that you definitely want to take if you're exercising, and even if you're not exercising. It's great. The constituents of sulfurzyme allow our bodies to get rid of soreness and inflammation at a higher rate. Okay, so if you're working out, you get sore every time you work out. And so taking sulfurzyme is really good, and it's really imperative to do as well. As far as after workout, don't think you guys have amino wise there yet, but that's one of the main ones that I would encourage people to do after workout. So when you guys get amino wise, it is something that you definitely want to use, because one scoop of that will replace the amino acids that are used up throughout exercise that your body doesn't naturally replace. So that's
Wow.
kind of what I would do. That's our morning routine through workout, and then of course at nighttime we have a routine as well of products that we'll use. Same facial products, essential zymes and essential zymes 4 we use during with every single meal. So yeah, the supplementation that Young Living has is second to none. And if you haven't tried some of our supplements, I would definitely encourage you to do that. A lot of times people say, well, it's just a supplement, it's nothing flashy, but really the supplements that you get at a store like Woolworths or Clicks is going to not have the same quality of product as what we have in our Young Living products. And if you're going to pay for something, you want to pay for something that's going to be healthy for you, that's going to be sourced in a proper way, the way that Young Living sources our products. And then you're also going to have the optimum benefit from those products as well. And you can do it all with safe of mind, getting things in there that are harmful for you or harmful for your family.
Wow. So I also get from this that you actually incorporate a lot of your vitamin C, as well as your vitamin D, and then you also talk a lot about the amino acids. So in South Africa, we don't really have Ningxia Nitro or Ningxia Zinc. I wouldn't say as yet because I wouldn't want to create hype and excitement just yet. I mean, anything can happen at this point. But I love that you also touched base on the essential oils that you use in the morning, like black pepper, and also what it's used for, lime as well. And then also, do you have like another pouch of Ningxia after that, like for the day, or do you just have one, like
Oh
in the
yes.
morning?
So if you buy, so it depends really on what your budgeting is. I personally will do two pouches a day. I'll do one in the morning and one in the afternoon. But if you can afford one pouch a day, do one pouch a day because it's 2 ounces, and 2 ounces is really the whole dose that you're going to need for the day. But if you've got a family, of course, you're going to want them to have the same amount as well. But as I said, I try to do two a day. And one thing that I do is because I'm on Essential Rewards and I'm on the loyalty reward program, is I earn points. And every year I will trade in all of my points after about 10 or 11 months of saving up for Ningxia Red. And so I can get that and get the extra that I need just through the savings that Young Living gives us through the loyalty rewards program. So I'd encourage people to do that. It's a good
Wow.
way.
And I mean, looking at that, that's like leading a very active lifestyle for men. Is there any other essential oils besides the ones that you just spoke about that you would also recommend for men? Specifically speaking about men's health, we're targeting issues like active lifestyle, which is like joint pain, muscle recovery, and muscle tension as well. We're looking at all of those aspects. Is there any other essential oils or products that you would recommend?
Yeah, there's a ton, man. This you could get me started. I could be here all day. What I would like to talk about the first one, and this is something that men have had to deal with that they don't often like talking about. It's something that was more prevalent during COVID because people were put together in homes more so than they used to have to be, and then that's anger, and so cedarwood essential oil that Young Living has is very cheap. It's one of the cheapest oils that Young Living has. But one of the effects of cedarwood is it is very calming. Okay. And if guys use it, what they've noticed is that cedarwood helps men not have as much anger, which is absolutely amazing. So you have a very cheap oil that smells very manly. It's a great oil and helps to relax the mood so that people are better in control of their emotions. And so that's what we want. That's a great one. Talking about muscle soreness, peppermint essential oil, deep relief essential oil are both absolutely amazing for that. You just rub it right on sore muscles. And people say, well, what about an injured muscle or what about a torn muscle? Well, we're not talking about muscle injury. We're talking about normal sore muscles that we get from exercise. The older you get, the more sore you're going to get from exercise without injury. And so we're supporting non-injury here, because if you're truly injured, you want to see a physician, you want to get that taken care of. But we're talking about peppermint, deep relief, and then another one, copaiba essential oil, is absolutely amazing for those sore and stiff post-workout areas, because of the constituents that it has in it. And you guys, if you haven't researched copaiba essential oil, it's amazing. You can put it on topically, you can diffuse it. It has a very woodsy scent that is just very calming and wonderful for the home. But you can also put a little bit under your tongue as well. We do that, and it gets absorbed quicker into the system, and works great. Works great for us and our family. So those are some of the ones for that. Believe it or not, RC, which we talked about supporting respiratory, also works really well. I put it over sore muscles. As I say, when I'm exercising, I put it all over my chest to help me breathe better, and just give me a more uplifting workout, and kind of lift my mind a little bit. When you're breathing better, it kind of opens your sinuses and all that. When you're breathing better, you're going to be more focused, and you're going to have a better workout. But also for those who don't work out, you're going to be able to focus better. You're going to be able to perform better. I see a question down here on the chat. Somebody, Sunette is asking, how would you use cedarwood? So we're not going to specifically just target that it works for anger. What we're going to do is we're trying to elevate the mood. So the ways that we can use cedarwood is you can diffuse it. You absolutely can diffuse it in the room. So if you've got teenagers, we know that teenagers, boys and girls, they don't wake up balanced. They wake up ready to go, or depressed, or sad, or happy, and that fluctuates every 3 or 4 minutes. So if you want to help stabilize the mood in the room, you can diffuse that. What I usually tell guys to do, because guys tend to, as I said, hide their emotions a little bit better. I tell them to put it on their wrist, 2 drops on the wrist, and then apply it to the sides or the back of your neck. That's really, there's no special sauce to that, other than when you put it on the side of your neck, you're going to smell it a lot longer, right? But it smells good as well. And so you don't have to worry about that. But, we're not, it kind of a byproduct that it helps with the mood. But I would never go to somebody and say, hey, you got mad at me, you need to use this oil, because I guarantee you that's happened before. But we don't want to do it as that. You want to do it in a way that is, hey, I can see that you've been under a lot of pressure, and this oil helps to relax us. So I'm going to use it in the house. And most guys will be like, whatever, go ahead and do it. But then you'll notice a difference. You'll notice more peace. So hope that works for you. Thanks. Great question.
Perfect. Great. Thanks so much for answering that question for Sunette as well, because I also had that question on exactly how you would incorporate using the oils to assist with feelings. And then also leading towards feelings, there's a lot of issues that men face nowadays, and it's very frowned upon, and it's really spoken about. And I love that you also talked about exactly like how you're applying the oils just to uplift the feeling, like direct diffusion and stuff. Now, the question that I would lead to is that when it comes to men, it's normally hormonal issues, it's hormonal health problems, and a lot of it hasn't been spoken about, which I will repeat on, because we don't know exactly what products to use to assist with this. And with you being in the medical field, I'm sure you've also assisted men with this specific problem. So what products would you recommend for men in general, just to assist with hormonal health, whether it's supplements, whether it's essential oils, from your perspective?
Yeah, that's a great question. And before we get into a couple of the oils, because actually those are the 3 that I'm going to talk about that you got the slides for, I want to address really the biggest problem with hormonal issues with men these days is things that we eat. There are things called estrogen blockers, and soy is one of those. Soy in and of itself is not a bad product. When it is genetically modified and put into certain supplements or things like that, what it actually can do is increase estrogen levels. And when men's estrogen levels are increased, that actually binds to testosterone and doesn't allow it to flow freely through the bloodstream. And when you have a higher binding of testosterone, then the normal testosterone level in a male is going to drop. And the more that a male's level drops, the more emotional the guy is going to be, right? Because his hormones aren't in balance. And so I want to give you, there's a supplement that is just, it's very cheap to get. Young Living doesn't carry it because it doesn't have, it doesn't have a ton of benefit outside of this couple of studies that showed, and it's boron, it's dirt cheap, but it's been shown to help remove some of that binding to help testosterone flow more freely. That's just something, that if you came into a doctor's office, I would tell you, hey, you need to get on this. But the next thing I would tell you, and I tell this to guys that come to me about it, that say, hey, my testosterone levels are low. What do I need to do? And I'm gonna say, well, hey, I'm not practicing medicine. And this is what I tell people. I'm not practicing medicine. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm going to tell you what I do. And at age 48, my testosterone level is close to what a high school person's is. And I take a few things that Young Living offers. And I leave it at that. And then guys get the products and they take them and they go, I feel better. I have more energy. I'm less moody. And so they also order every single month because those things work for them. So years ago, I was at men's camp with Gary Young. And I asked him, because we had just come out with Northern Lights Black Spruce just the summer before. And I asked him, I said, where's the best place to apply this? Because that's one thing, that's one question we always have is, where do you apply an essential oil to get the best benefit? And Gary said, well, for black spruce, you want to apply it to your forearms because it absorbs better there. And so I just started doing that. I started applying it to my forearms. I do 4 drops of Idaho blue spruce. I do 4 drops of Northern Lights black spruce to my forearms every single day. And then I'll use Shutron. I use it most days because I work at home with my wife. Shutron smells amazing. If you haven't tried this new oil yet, you're missing out. We'll get to that in a minute. But so I apply that as kind of as needed as a cologne, but also to my arms as well. But what I've also found is that with Power Jize, and do you guys have Power Jize yet?
No, we don't have that, and I can't say yet.
Hopefully you will. Hopefully you will. It's a great supplement, and it's really kind of designed to help balance and support healthy hormonal function in men, and also works great for working out as well. But we're going to focus specifically on those 2 oils that we started out with, Idaho blue spruce and the Northern Lights black spruce. So when I use those every single day, and I get my guys to use those, they find that their hormones are more in balance. Okay. So Idaho blue spruce, if you've never used it, it's steam distilled, okay, from the wood, bark, and needles of the Picea pungens tree, an evergreen species native to Central Rocky Mountains. Considered a sacred tree by the Native American tribes in the Northwest, it was used traditionally for smudging and purification rites. It's Idaho blue essential oil has a grounding evergreen aroma, which is absolutely amazing. If you haven't tried this, you need to, and can be used to enhance thoughtful introspection and inspire spiritual connection. Applied topically, it can also be enjoyed as a woodsy personal fragrance or used in massage. And that's absolutely true, but it also has those health benefits as well. I would encourage, if you've got a guy who needs kind of hormonal support, healthy hormonal support, I would encourage them first to get some blood work done and see what your testosterone levels are. Take a small 5 milligram dose of boron daily. And if they want to cut it back to 2.5 milligram, they can do that. But that helps to free up testosterone to flow like it's supposed to in our bloodstreams. And then I use Idaho blue spruce, and then go ahead and put the slide up for Northern Lights black spruce. And to me, Northern Lights black spruce is actually my favorite essential oil that Young Living has. It used to be cedarwood. And I love Idaho blue spruce because it helps to decrease stress. It has a natural insect repellent as well. You can use it, and it just is overall calmer. But man, Northern Lights black spruce, as far as your maximum punch, that's something that I love, and I keep bottles and bottles and bottles of it around my house. It has been known to the Lakota Indians to strengthen their ability to communicate with the Great Spirit. That was because of where it's located. It's gotten actually in Canada. Traditionally, it was believed to process the frequency of prosperity. Northern Lights black spruce essential oil is steam distilled from needles of the tree, and its woodsy aroma offers a grounding aromatic experience and supports the appearance of skin and hair, making it a great addition to your lotion or your facial moisturizer. Now, you can do that if you want to. As I said, I apply it for mostly because of its benefit to help balance it when we're balancing hormones, right? And so I like using it for that. One other thing with Northern Lights black spruce is if you pull up on the Young Living website, you'll see all the oils, the blends that have Northern Light black spruce in them. Valor has Northern Lights black spruce in it, which is one of the best blends that Young Living has, and one that we use. That's our team name in South Africa, is Team Valor. But it's in many of our oil blends. And there's one thing I want you guys to look up is D-limonene, and I want you to look up pinene. Look at what those do to help support our bodies, okay? Specifically pinenes. They're absolutely amazing, and that's one of the highest constituents in our Northern Lights black spruce and our Idaho blue spruce, okay? I apologize if my internet is a little fuzzy right there, but you want to look those things up, because you can say, okay, that's what this does, and this is what's in our essential oil. And so that's one of the ways that I look at things, as I try to get our essential oils and look at what they do, but I look at the constituents that are found in them and study those and see how that can benefit. And that way I can just carry that around with me. And it's kind of like my own little superpower that I've got in my own bottle. So another one that I want to talk about is Shutron. And I know that Northern Lights black spruce is new to you guys. It's relatively new. And then also Shutron is new. If you haven't tried these, I would encourage you to at least get to the center and take a smell of both of these oils. The first time Shutron came out, I wondered what the name meant. Why would you call the oil Shutron? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But then I was given The One Gift, the book that Gary wrote, that Mary helped him write. And the main character, the big strapping leader of a man who was a conqueror and a gentle husband, a great love to his wife, and a leader of men. His name was Shutron. Okay. And so this oil kind of empowers that. Well, I remember when they released Shutron at convention a few years ago, they gave it to the ladies and they let them smell it. And my wife's reaction was, I need to see my husband right now. Like, that was her reaction. And that's kind of the reaction that people get when they smell Shutron. It has an amazing blend. I'm going to go over all the oils in Shutron for you. It has Idaho blue spruce. Imagine that. Has Acatea. And now Acatea is part of the cinnamon family, but it's not as strong cinnamon smell. It's a little more woodsy than cinnamon is. Has ylang ylang, which helps to balance female hormone, but it also contains Northern Lights black spruce, which helps to balance male. So it's a great balance. As if you're wearing this as a male or a female, it's great. But for guys, if you can see on here, it's formulated specifically for guys to boost feelings of masculinity and confidence. It's like a natural cologne. It appeals to both men and women, but I'm telling you, it is amazing. It's amazing. It also has hinoki. It has coriander seed. It has Devana, which is a beautiful smelling essential oil. It has a good amount of Devana in it. It smells great. It has lavender and cedarwood and lemon. So what did we talk about as far as mood oils today? We've talked about blue spruce, black spruce. We talked about cedarwood essential oil already. And all those are in Shutron. So if you're saying, how can I get my husband to use this oil? How can I get this to be diffused in my home to where moods are more balanced and hormones are a little more balanced? If you get him this, then that kind of conquers all of those things in one spot. And as I said, the book, The One Gift, with Shutron as the main character, if you read that, it evokes in his passion and who he was as a character and his honor and his integrity. This oil evokes all of that. It evokes all of that out of you. And Gary knew that going in before he created the essential oil. He had the character Shutron. And if one thing I know that you guys never got to meet Gary because he passed away, but every single oil he created for this company was done with such purpose. Like, it wasn't just, hey, let's get this plant or let's get this done. It was done with specific purpose. Shutron was done to mirror the character and exude masculinity and a strong man. And I think it's done absolutely perfectly. If you look in the chat here, Sunette says she just got Shutron today. You will be able to smell it. Get a little peppermint, get a drop of peppermint, put it under your nose, open that nose up, and then you can smell it. Yeah, Lee, you've been trying it for a few months. You know you love that. That's absolutely a great oil. But yeah, so that's the oils I wanted to talk about with you guys. But any questions that you have regarding anything else we've talked about, I would love to hear those if you have any more oils questions. But I think that Gavin, I think you've got some more things that you want to talk about as well.
Yes, I do. And I mean that's amazing feedback on our side, Vic, because with us being in the essential oils industry, I mean we've been exposed to this, and it's so amazing to know that you actually do all of these things and incorporate cedarwood, Idaho blue spruce, and Northern Lights black spruce, as well as Shutron. And I mean that's amazing to speak about and touch base on. I also know that you spoke about the men's camps. So with the men's camps as well, that's something that you've taken on yourself as well. But I mean, that's really great insight from our perspective, and I'm so excited to actually share this with people that I know who wouldn't actually know about hormonal issues as well as the feelings aspect of using essential oils. So I mean, thank you so much for that. I will actually move on to another topic now, which I'm sure you're excited to speak about. So in the beginning of our call, you did say that you are a Royal Crown Diamond and your wife is one as well. So I just needed to find out. You have a team in South Africa. You also said Botswana as well, if I'm right. And from this, you've grown. Well, you've moved from your continent and you've been jumping continents on this, and you've been growing relationships with people. So from our side, I would just like to ask, how do you grow your business, being where you are and just being international at this point with Young Living?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I have to put most of this on my wife, honestly. She started this business, she grew this business. I was blessed to be able to help start in South Africa and have a team in the UK as well. And she kind of laid out the roadmap with her team when they first got into this. But I want to say one thing that is really the most important thing. You can have overnight success. You can just go through it and do very well, but it's the consistency of showing up that actually builds long-term success. And I want to speak to a couple of things just to encourage everyone on this call. When Young Living started in South Africa, it was a huge boom. There was tons of growth. And then, of course, we all had COVID, right? And that slowed down progress. But I can tell you one thing that we've done as our team is we have had a call every single week since 6 months before Young Living launched in South Africa. And we haven't missed as a team. We still meet every single Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Doesn't matter if it's 5 people or if it's 25 people or if it's 55 people. We're still going to meet. We're still going to talk. We're going to build relationship with your team, because building a relationship with your team means hey, if they need you for something, they can text you and ask you that question. They feel comfortable and safe enough to come and do that. If they have a recruit that they want to talk to you because you may know a little bit more than they do, or vice versa. If you have a recruit and you don't know everything about it, and you can take that person to a team member or an upline, and they're able to help you bring through the process, that isn't done just from day one. That is built through spending time with one another, through connecting with one another, and doing that on a consistent basis. I would encourage each person to map out your month each month with things that you need to do every single day, whether it's reaching out to a person on your team, checking in with one of your leaders, sending out text messages to your team, encouraging your team. A lot of times, I will just encourage my team. I'll just send out a text, hey, I'm praying for you guys. I'm thinking about y'all. I hope you're doing very well, lifting your families up. If you have any questions or any needs, reach out to me. Otherwise, I'll talk to you at our next meeting. Being able to do that builds trust. And if you build trust in the community of not only your friends and family, but your team, when when momentum starts to shift, everybody works a lot faster and it works a lot better. So you may say, well, how does that help us build a business? It really just builds the foundation of your business. The other things that you should be doing is keeping a client list, reaching out to those clients on a regular basis, checking in with them outside of just what their order is. Check on them, check on their family, build that relationship, because then when they have a need, they're going to come to you, and they're going to feel confident that whatever you tell them, they will go by, because they trust that you're helping them through that situation, or just to help build their natural health. One thing that my wife and her team did is they were great with follow up when somebody new comes in, email within 24 hours, obviously from Young Living, but they get one from us as well. They get our information that they can reach out. And one thing that our team in South Africa did is when they would get a sign up, the person would get their kit. This is our South Africa and Botswana teams. And then 2 weeks later, they would encourage them to invite 3 to 4 people over to their house and have a meeting as well. So you can open your kit up and you can share what you've just gotten while you're still really excited about it to new people. And then they're getting excited as you're getting excited. And you've got somebody there who can talk them through the process of getting the same things that you have. It's duplicating what you've done. And some of you may be doing that and have done that and say that hasn't built my business as of yet. But what I'm going to explain to you next is really, it's very exciting to me, because as I said, I've been in the company for 11 years. When we first got in, there was an average of 8% growth per year, slow and steady growth. And then within the first 2 years that we were in Young Living, it was 580% growth, right around there, 550 to 580% growth for those next few years. Super fast, super, super quick. But just like everything that goes up really quickly, it creates what's called a gap there. Because if you're building something fast, you're having a hard time putting the pieces in place to support what you're building, right? So when our team in South Africa started, we went from probably 5 people to 350 people in just a 4 or 5 month period. It grew very fast. But then when COVID hit, we weren't able to do the support lines because everything got shut down. So we came back to a smaller baseline. But just like in the stock market, when you have that and you have a gap and that comes back down, once that gap gets filled with consistency, with reaching out, with building a relationship, educating yourself, then you start to see things move up again. And I believe that's exactly where we are as a company in Young Living right now, and where a lot of companies wish they were. Because after COVID, a lot of companies just lost all their momentum. Young Living, we pulled back, but it's just like pulling an arrow back. It creates momentum when you pull back. And then when you go forward, it's going to be absolutely amazing. So those of you who have been building through COVID and through lockdowns and have not had the success that you want, everything that you've done has been for a reason. It has benefit, because now that momentum is starting to shift, and we're seeing it in our South African and Botswana teams, more people are ordering, more people are excited, more people are saying, hey, we need to get this, or we're out of this from back, and we need to get back in this and start sharing with people. That chatter is picking up every single month. So it lets us know that we're going from here, and now we're about to start moving to here. And what your success is going to be is all that work that you've already put in. And the times that you said, this, man, I wish I was moving quicker, or this person's doing this faster, or this is going quicker than mine is. You've put that work in, and now I think we're just on the cusp of seeing an uptick and a strengthening of where we are in this company, moving forward, and success for everyone coming down the pipe. So I want to encourage you that you're probably doing the right things. You're probably reaching out to people. You're probably educating people. You're probably using the products yourself so that you can share your personal stories and experiences, because those make such a big difference when you're talking to people on a daily basis. And since you've been doing that, whether you know it or not, you have become an expert of sorts to those people around you. And now that things are starting to move up, those people are going to want to be with you. They're going to want to talk to you, and they're going to want to bring people to you. So hope that answers your question, Gavin.
Oh, that's definitely perfect. I love that you actually speak about the momentum that's built through this, and in that gap that's full, and where your consistency comes into play, and that's where you see it start to actually grow. So I love that you speak about that, because a lot of the time it's more, okay, I've got people, and then the inconsistency can show exactly where you start plummeting, and then you just need to find out where you can regulate from there. So thank you for that. I mean, this is gold in our hands. So I hope our brand partners on the call and everybody on the call has their pen and papers on this, because I think I'm about to run out of ink on my pen, actually noting down everything. And I mean, thank you so much, Very, especially touching on the maps. And we know that now you just need to be consistently reaching out. Whether it's to new people, your existing team as well. So that's initially what's going to drive the business as well, for yourself. And then also the following up, which is very important. So just checking in, which you have repeated on, which is consistency on that, and also duplicating what you've done. And that's definitely what we look forward to. And thank you so much for this, Veric. I mean, this is so much of gold in our hands. This is such insightful information. So we're gonna move over to our next part of the call, and thank you so much, Veric. If you'd like to stay on the call.
Before we move on, sorry to jump in. I've got a question for you. So
Yes.
you've been with Young Living for 11 years now, and we forget in South Africa that we've been only here for 3 years, and two of those years was in unusual circumstances, right? I mean, we had the momentum of starting, and normally when things prolong a little bit, then, I mean, it just didn't work out. The timing was just sucks, right? But you've been here for some time, and I sort of want to get your feeling on the future of South Africa with Young Living, because you've been there for a while, and you've got a team here, and you know South Africa, you've been here. I mean, you know about Woolworths and Clicks. So what is your feel for, and your hope for, what you think is going to happen, but also your hope for South Africa?
Yeah, that's a great question, and thank you, Lee, for asking that. Before I answer that, I first want to say, when people ask us, how did you grow your business as big as you did? Our first answer always is, we are firm believers that God grew our business, and we say that because we were not business owners. We had never really owned a business before we got into Young Living, and so through a lot of prayer and a lot of hard work. We believe God, and the evidence of that is that God breathed on our business. That also can be said that you don't have to be a business person to do this business. You can learn on the go, which is what we had to do. And so that's available for everybody. And to now answer your question, Lee, where I think South Africa is, I think you guys are just on the precipice of something very special. And the reason is, I've been in talks with companies who are trying to get into other countries and things like that. And they're like, you wouldn't believe how all these countries are looking for answers that are natural. they want to do things themselves now. That can be Botswana, that can be Nigeria, that can be Uganda, that can be Ghana. It doesn't matter. They're saying, okay, what we all saw and what we all went through, we know that there's got to be options that we can strengthen our own bodies and strengthen our own immune systems on our own. And so at no other time in history has there been the world civilization looking for the answer that you have. And right now we are poised where everyone is looking for what you have and what I have in our supplementation and our oils with Young Living. So I think we're on the precipice of seeing, and hopefully it's not too much, right? Because we want to be able to the infrastructure to be able to be strong as it comes in. But I think that you guys, and you can put it in the chat, are people more open to hearing about what you're talking about now than they were a couple of years ago? Because what we hear on our calls every week is this person's asking me this, and this person's asking me this, and this person from this other country wants what we have, because they want to put that power in their hands to take care of themselves and to protect their bodies from breaking down prematurely. And so I think we're just right on the cusp of some amazing growth and some strong growth. And it's going to take that consistency. And the future leaders for 2 years from now, the platinums and diamonds in Young Living South Africa are on this call, or in their on weekly calls, and they are stars, and they are senior stars, and there's some executives. But you have to start seeing yourselves as not only Young Living brand ambassadors and members and people who are selling essential oils. You have to start seeing yourselves as the future leaders of this country, yeah, in health, because the first people that get to be known as the health voices have audience. That is where you guys are right now. You have that opportunity because it's coming, and it's a matter of, are you guys going to take the steps to become that person, or are you going to let somebody else take the steps to become that person? I see on here, Sunette says people are contacting her weekly after conversations from many months ago. So she's seeing an increase in interest. You're heading into the winter. People have cellular memory of everything that's happened over the past few years, and they don't want that to happen again. And you guys have been consistent. You've been in your place. So the answer is going to be what you guys bring. So I think we're in a great place. You guys may feel it. You may not feel it. But sometimes we don't see momentum until it runs over us. But we want you guys to be ahead of the curve and bringing people in and building the infrastructure of this company, because we know that the leaders are here, because leaders show up and leaders attend. And so the 21 people that are in this room right now, you guys are the future of Young Living for South Africa. And the hundreds of people that are going to watch this after tonight's meeting, you guys are the future. And Mary Young would tell you the same thing. She would say, get some oils, put them on people. It's going to change their life. And I guarantee you, if you do it, it will. So hopefully that answers your question.
No, definitely. And there's definitely a shift in the air, and I agree with you. I mean, we see it. And I think the benefit of this is that we had the time to put some infrastructure in place in South Africa over the last 3 years, where we do not have the teething problems that we had in the beginning. So we are sort of poised for this thing, ready to go. And we've got brand partners that are excited, that love the product, that is spreading, that is talking about it constantly. But I think like one thing that comes back about your talk for me tonight, other than the amazing things that you shared about men's health, is consistency is key. So I am excited about this, and I'm sure the brand partners also, because I mean, if you look at the people that's on the call, it's normally the same people, and they are consistent, and they're consistently learning, they're consistently finding out more, and consistently excited about the brand and the people. So thank you very much from my side. I know Gavin said thank you, but just thank you from my side as well for sharing what you're sharing. And I would like to invite you back to South Africa because you haven't been here for some time. So I want to put you on the spot and say, please come to South Africa, come visit us. We can go on a whirlwind tour of South Africa, and we would like to learn, to get you to meet some of the other exciting brand partners and leaders in the country as well. So.
Well, I appreciate that, and definitely would want to get back. We have a goal to get back next year. I brought my son, but I want to bring the rest of my family and spend some time and go to the different places where our team is and where Young Living needs to grow and share our story and share what this company has to offer, because we offer something special and nobody else really has this this answer or the vision or the force that that this company has and its leaders and its partners. So look forward to that, and thank you so much. Thank y'all for having me on here tonight.
It's a pleasure. Where there's need, there's opportunity, right? And I think there's great need in South Africa. So, in Africa, because we are working really hard behind the scenes to go into Botswana, Namibia, and all the surrounding countries as well. So thanks for that. Gavin, I'm going to hand over back to you to take us through the PV promo.
Thank you so much, Lee. Thank you. Hopefully when you get to South Africa, we can do a men's retreat. So I'm looking forward to that. Just for the PV promo that we have for the month of June, this is Essential Dad. So as Veric has spoken so amazingly on Cedarwood Essential Oil, we have that on 100 PV on ER and quick order. We've also got the Handy Thieves waterless hand sanitizer, which is at 120 PV on ER and quick order. And then the amazing bath and shower gel base is on 150 PV ER and 250 PV quick order. The festive men's cosmetic bag is great. It's a great carry-on that you can add. This is available only on Essential Rewards at 200 PV on ER. And then also Mr. 5ml is available at 250 PV on ER and 350 PV quick order. And then last but not least, we've got Goldenrod, which is available at 300 PV on Essential Rewards. And also remember that there is free shipping for orders over 300 PV or more. Remember that the ER gifts are valued at 1,438 Rand and 50 cents, and quick order gifts are valued at 721. This is for the duration of July from the 1st till the 30th of June. And then we move on to our promotions for the month. So as Veric has also spoken so nicely about peppermint, we've got the lovely Ember Diffuser on special, which is at 10% off. You will get it at an amazing price of 900 Rand. This is made of terracotta clay. It's got a very nice wood finish. The light features at night are just amazing. This is an amazing gift to give that special man in your life, so they'll remember you when they are diffusing this. We've also got the Dedication to Dad bundle. So if you buy the two oils, which is Spearmint and Idaho Blue Spruce, you're getting the thermal mug free. This is great for on-the-go dads. As Veric has also spoken about the Idaho Blue Spruce and how to use it, using them on your forearms. This is one of the oils that we've spoken about. This is available at 545 Rand. And then our champion winners for the month of June, these are new launches. We have the Northern Lights Black Spruce, which is available for 365 Rand. And then we've also got Shutron, which is available for 515 Rand. As Veric has spoken about these two oils, Northern Light Black Spruce, Cedarwood, and Idaho Blue Spruce is formulated in the Shutron essential oil aroma for men. So this is also great. It is a hero of Gary's novel, which is One Gift. So this is the hero of that. And I'll definitely hand over now to Margot, who will be speaking us through the incentive.
Hi there, Gavin. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me on today. We're going to be going through the incentive. Like I said, it is the last 2 months of the incentive. So this is time to get pushing. We are on the Experience Africa incentive, where you get a chance to go to Mauritius, right? So as we go through our first tier, can you just go to the next slide? Thank you. If you get 100 points on tier 1, you get the branded 10 oil bag. You'll get fennel 15 ml, forgiveness 5 ml, sage, Roman chamomile, and Australian Kurania valued at 3,300 Rand. When you go over to tier 2, which we have a lot of tier 2 qualifiers, over at 250 points, you will get the tier 1 gifts plus motivation, as well as Dreamcatcher, Journey on Cardamom, and Eucalyptus Blue, valued at 6,600 Rand. When you go over to tier 3, it is 450 points that you need. Great news today about tier 3. You get the tier 1 and tier 2 gifts. You get 4 nights at the 4-star Ravanala Attitude Mauritius, very exciting, as well as return flights from Johannesburg and transfers valued at 36,600 Rand. Okay. Now we have sweetened the deal a little bit. If you don't want to travel alone, we have introduced a new tier, tier 4, at 500 points, which is only 50 points extra, where you get to take a partner for the 4 nights at the 4-star Ravanala Attitude Mauritius, as well as return flights from Johannesburg, valued at 66,600 Rand. So we have our amazing qualifiers for the incentive. We have congratulations to our new tier 2 winners, Desiree Lartz, as well as Monique Addison. They hit tier 2 this week, and this is super, super exciting. Please help us give them a very warm congratulations. And then, very, very exciting news, this one. We have the wonderful Janine Bornman, who secured her ticket yesterday, actually, to the Mauritius Islands. So we want to say congratulations to Janine Bornman. She's well on her way to tier 4 as well. So super, super excited for that. So thank you so much for having me tonight.
Thank you so much for that, Margot. I mean, it's really exciting for our brand partners to be going this far and earning their incentive prizes. So well done to all of those lucky ladies that actually earn their tier 1 and tier 2 gifts as well. So our training dates for the month of June. On the 22nd of June, we've got a really exciting call. It's called Income Producing Activities to do during load shedding. So I'm really excited for this for our brand partners as well. We've experienced so much of load shedding. So we're going to help you grow your business and teach you how to actually incorporate a few skills that you can use for that. I would like to end the call of tonight by using this specific quote that says, "Success is achieved and maintained by those who try and try again." Thank you so much again for joining the call tonight, Lee. Thank you so much for your insight here and that valuable question. Margot, thank you for recognition and incentive on this call tonight. Thank you for the brand partners that made time, that pushed through load shedding if you are here on the call, as well as our qualifiers for the month. And that'll be all for us at Young Living for tonight. Thank you so much and have a great evening further.
Gavin, I just want to say your quote speaks about the one main topic for tonight, which is consistency, right? So well caught. Oh, there's my load shedding. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye. Thank you, Lee.